What's going on, everyone? Gyrithian here, and today we are going to go over all the announcements from Dead by Daylight's 10th anniversary stream. We're not going to go deep dive into it because there was a lot to unpack. Because I mean, the stream was 2 hours, and they presented a lot. So I created a PowerPoint of all the topics we're going to go through, and I'm just going to kind of give my thoughts on each thing. And so we're looking at movie, indie games, game updates, cosmetic collections, the Black Banquet, new game modes, and upcoming chapters. First things first is the Dead by Daylight movie. Will it be good? I'm a little skeptical about this movie. Only because there is a lot involved in Dead by Daylight between characters, locations, lore, etc. So basically, they have to find a way to make a really good movie with all these things they have. They have to choose what would be best because you're not going to see everything. In a movie that's probably going to be an hour and a half of 40 minutes. So I'm not buying it. I hope they prove me wrong, but I don't think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be cool to see on the big screen, but I think overall it's not going to be a great movie. Who's the director? I don't remember his name. I didn't look him up after for this PowerPoint, but I did look him up and he had like 2 movies under his credits. I mean, the clip they showed at the stream was pretty cool. Like they said about like the shots and the feeling of the shots. It does fit like what Dead by Daylight's probably looking for, but I mean, you don't know because this guy hasn't done a ton. So you're kind of taking a shot in the dark over here. How should casting be? I think casting should be a lot of maybe unknown actors. Because a movie like this really, I feel like you need that, and they need one big actor. I don't know who they would get, but they just need one big actor. No more than that. I think if you make it too star heavy, it's going to kind of take away from the film. All right, Misbehavior. Misbehavior is a new thing they announced where they will be publishing indie games, not Dead by Daylight related, under that company. Why did they show this? Everyone talked about it. Hey, this is a DbD stream. Why are we looking at these indie games? It's exposure. To answer your question, they have all these people. They know they have a ton of eyes looking, so they just kind of want to go ahead and show their next 3 investments coming out to spark interest. So that's why they showed it. I know it didn't make sense, but from a business point of view, it makes plenty of sense of why they did it. Did they look good? Not my cup of tea. I'm not gonna play it. But I mean, maybe. But they're indie games. So if you feel like it's somewhat interesting, I feel like you should go ahead and play it. Support like smaller devs and stuff. But for me, no. Charms. During my live stream on Twitch when we were watching this, I'm like, watch. They're gonna tell you if you play these games, you're gonna get a charm because that is Dead by Daylight 101, I feel like. So no surprise there. We knew we were gonna get charms. I knew it. I called it. So that's kind of it. But mainly the reason they showed these on the stream is because they wanted exposure for them. All right, game updates. This is huge. This is something that we've been waiting for. They are not doing Dead by Daylight 2. It doesn't make sense for them. To build from the ground up. If they could pull it off, which I know everyone's skeptical about because we've heard this a million times, but at least at this point, we have actual like assets they showed of them working on it. One of the first things is voice lines. Voice lines is huge. I wish this happened sooner because voice lines humanize the characters more. It makes them feel more alive. It makes the you like think about characters, the older characters compared to newer characters. I feel like people have a lot more attachment to the newer characters because there's voice lines. It takes the Survivor gameplay to another level. Character models. Thank God, because some of these models are ugly. I mean, they haven't done anything to them. I mean, the models look really good based off what they showed. I know some faces are probably going to be weird looking, but that's going to happen. That's going to happen with any game. when you do that. But at least the hairstyles look good. Excuse me. But overall, it needed to be done because, like I said, DbD models are ugly, and they're kind of an eyesore for the game right now. Animations, another huge one. The one that they showed was Kate on the hook and having more, more emotion in the hook state. So that was really cool. It brings more horror to it. You feel like you're playing more of a horror game now. So that was cool. Map visuals needed to be done because everything is stale. This is all good. Everything here that they done and showed, this is probably one of the most important things they announced for Dead by Daylight going forward. Because I mean, the game's just, when you really think about it, I mean, the game's an eyesore. So it really needed all these. People are using like filters and stuff. So hopefully, with all this coming, it makes it visually more appealing. I've seen some of the maps reworks they did. It seems like they're going back a little bit to like that like grimy, like melancholy, like dark horror feel of the maps, which I really kind of missed. I don't like all the how everything's like bright and colorful and the way it's tinted, but it looks way better. And dynamic weather, which is great because it brings more to the immersiveness of the horror. So I'm excited to see what this rain, thunder, that's all I really need. I don't care about snow and stuff, but this should be huge. Cosmetic collections. Ice Nine Kills. I've heard of the band, never heard their music. The song Yesterday wasn't that bad. For me, I don't give a crap about this. This means nothing to me. And what was that music video? That music video was not good. My biggest beef with that was, why was the Huntress running? Like, it looked weird. Go back, watch that music video just for the part where Huntress is chasing the Dwight. And she's not even floating. She's like, her legs are like shooting outwards while she's running towards Dwight. It was horrible. But as far as this collection, it does nothing for me. I do not care. New Wraith and Night Skin, immediate buy. I'm not usually like, I like my skins that I have, but these two, especially the Night skin is insane. And I'm gonna post a picture of everything in post, but it is ridiculous. And the Wraith skin, I know there's Survivor skins, but I'm a killer main and I don't buy Survivor skins. There is some cool ones, so go ahead and definitely look them out. I'll see if I can tag them in if I have room, but so good. So good. The Walking Dead, Glenn and Negan. I know tons of people have wanted this. Again, I'm not a huge Walking Dead fan, but I think having Glenn and Negan is super important. And honestly, I would have rathered them than some of the other characters we have. But Negan coming, Glenn coming, it should be great for Walking Dead fans. More Silent Hill. Super excited for this. Silent Hill F was a fantastic game, so we're going to get the main character from that, and then we're getting the nurse skin. But it's going to Huntress. It's not going to nurse. My only thing with the nurse skin is there's just something off, and I think it's the face. But it fits Spirit because of all the like weird body movements and stuff. So it makes sense that it's for Spirit for when she's doing her phasing. But I'm pretty sure it's the face. There's just something off with the nurse skin that is just, I'm still excited for, but it's just it bothers me a little bit. Diablo 4, Lilith as the artist is amazing. They've done such a great job with it. I wish Artist would get reworked and be a lot better because I would be playing Artist a ton with the Lilith skin. Especially, I'm a big like Diablo 4 Path of Exile fan. So for us getting these kind of skins, I'm super excited. Like, I'm ready to buy them day one. I'm even going to buy the Artist one, even though I'm not going to really play her. Just because, I mean, that Lilith skin is insane. Huntress Iron Maiden. The new Huntress Iron Maiden Eddie skin is coming out too. I guess this is the last piece of the Iron Maiden collab they're going to do. Just like most of the Iron Maiden skins, this one is insane. I'm curious to see what her lullaby is going to change into. But it looks badass. It looks insane. And then Scooby-Doo. Thank God, I cannot wait to play as Shaggy. I don't know who's going to get the Shaggy skin. The only thing we know is Dwight's getting Scooby-Doo, but whoever gets Shaggy, I think that's who I'm maining, if I play Survivor. I don't really play a lot of Survivor, but that's going to be one Survivor skin I go for. But I'm also curious if they're going to do some of the Scooby-Doo villains for killers, or is it just going to be Survivor? That's what I need to know. I need to know more. But super excited about this one. I'll probably end up buying everything from it. Okay. The Black Banquet. This is their new event. Basically this is replacing, not basically, it is replacing the Twisted Masquerade. Twisted Masquerade was cool. I mean, a lot of us, grew up with that. As the game, time passed. This one seems cool. I like how it has more horror to it. I don't know what this whole feast thing's gonna be like. It sounds weird. I just don't know how it's gonna play during a match. So they said survivors could consume food and then killers could taint the food. So I'm just curious of how that's gonna affect the gameplay. How much time is it gonna take? In between, especially when you're not testing it, you don't have I know they probably got people to play test, they have the program and consultants and stuff, but you can't always depend on them to see if it's actually going to be good or not. But I do think it's going to be better than Masquerade. I think it's going to have a nice feel to it. The name alone is better and more fitting. And it does have cool cosmetics. I'll post them too. They're gonna have it's a banquet, it's a party. You want to dress up. So they got some cool killer and survivor cosmetics for that, which I will post up. Oh, and then there's new modifiers. I guess there's gonna be certain kind of buffs and stuff. I don't know what they're gonna be. I don't know if they're gonna be ridiculous. I know Twisted Masquerade. When you got certain things, you could easy break pallets and endure stuns and all this crazy shit. So I'm curious to see what the new modifiers are and what side it's going to lean towards. New game modes. Quick one here. 1v1. This makes plenty of sense. I'm not into 1v1. I'll probably play it only because it does seem cool that it's more of an official thing. But this needed to be in. I don't care whether you like this stuff or not. This had to be a thing that came to the game. The only thing now is you're going to have more people saying, oh, 1v1 me, 1v1 me. And then they're going to, and game chat's going to, that's all you're going to see is 1v1 me. Now that there's an official game mode. Next thing they showed was the zombie mode. It was super early. They were just shapes and stuff. There was no actual showing of it, but based off what they show. So it's you have survivors who need to get things for a cure to not turn into a zombie, and then you have a bunch of zombies coming at you along with the killer trying to help turn you into zombies. I'm not into it. I'm just seeing a little bit, them talking about it and stuff, I don't know, it doesn't seem exciting. I know they're trying to do different things, which is good, but I don't think this is one of them. Hopefully they prove me wrong, but I'm not into it. For me, this is wait and see, but nope, didn't like it. All right, last but not least, upcoming chapters. We know about the Grimoire. We know that's coming out in August with the Judgment, and then the Survivor because everyone voted on that, so that'll be coming out in August. I watched some gameplay. I try not to watch gameplay and stuff like that because I don't want it to be spoiled for me. So I kind of know a little bit, but not enough to really make a full judgment on what the chapter would be like because I said, I wait until either the PTB or I wait until the official release. I don't watch anyone play these killers or survivors. I don't watch little clips and stuff, so I know nothing about this. But it seems cool. New map, we are getting a mall map, which is pretty awesome. It has to do with Dwight. Indoor maps, I feel like they tend to lean. It depends. For this, I know they're saying they're trying to make it more like, you know, you're trying to get into like something you grew up with. So there's like stories and stuff. My thing is, what are vaults going to look like? What are the loops going to look like? Um, the transition from one floor to another, what's that going to look like? So I am interested. I would imagine it's going to kind of be like a midwich, but not as like squared. There's going to be more depth to it and everything. So I am curious about seeing that, but pretty cool overall. New survivor Shane, um, this Native American survivor looks pretty cool. Um, well done design. I like the motorcycle vibe they gave him and stuff. So I'm curious to see what kind of cosmetics they released for him. But I mean, honestly, overall, probably one of the better designed survivors I've seen recently. Um, because I'm not a big fan of survivors. I keep saying this, but I like it more than the ones we previously had so far. The casting of Frank Stone. I've been super excited about this. I know Frank Stone was kind of a miss, but I enjoyed the game. I thought the story was really good, and I thought Frank Stone's design at the end of the game was perfect. Like, I was one of the people pissed when they said they were going to make him a trapper skin. I just couldn't believe they were going to waste this great design on a trapper skin. It needed its own chapter. You have the model already. It's already in your universe. You already have all this stuff for Frank Stone. So, thank God this will be out. I think they said March 2027. But this is one probably one of my most look forward to things right now is playing as Frank Stone, because like I said, I didn't hate the game. I didn't think it was the best game, but this is, for me, this is exciting. And then the final big news. I know a lot of people are excited about this, and then you have a little part of people that don't want this, which I don't understand. I'll never understand Terrifier hate. I get they're saying it's just like overly gore and all this stuff. I mean, but it's horror, it's gore. Like, I feel like Art the Clown hate, and I hate to say this because I hate the terms and stuff that people use, but Art the Clown hate is so forced. It's crazy. I mean, whether you want to admit it or not, he's an iconic horror figure at this point. You can disagree with me. That's totally okay. That's your opinion. But, I mean, Terrifier movies, I get it. They're over the top, but I mean, this is hard. This shit would have killed in like the 80s and stuff. I know it's a different time, but thank God we're getting Art the Clown. Thank God. And he'll be out November 2027. And that will be it. I think I did pretty good timing. I don't think this video was super long. There was a lot to cover. Please, in the comments, let me know what you're most excited for, what you're not excited for, what you're worried about. You know, things you might want to see in the future, or things that you think they could have did differently. But remember to like and subscribe and follow me on all social media. Adios.